Okay, so welcome back to episode 9 of Let's Create a Custom Story. It's been a while since my last one, mainly because the production is not as fast or as noticeable as it used to be. So therefore, I don't really have that much to show. I don't really want to show me just sitting there for a month working on the same thing like I did last time. Or, well, I didn't do it, but last time I actually spent a whole month trying to work out that last puzzle, and I figured I didn't want to show it, so I just showed the results of it, which I thought would be a better way to do it, so it wouldn't be as boring. Also now I do have some things I can show, but I don't feel like I have that much, as much as you might expect from the time of the last episode. But I'll show you what I have, and then I'll tell you how I'm going to do things, and then perhaps if you have any ideas, because I might need some ideas at this point. Not that I'm lacking any ideas. I'm still going to work on what I have, and I still have some ideas. But at this point, I'm working a bit more on the story, working on the mechanics. Right now, I'm actually working on the light puzzle that I have mentioned a few times. And although it's very early, I'm still working a bit on it, but it might take a while for me to finish that. But yeah, I've also been working just with a few other things on the side, small things, and been kind of distracted with a few other things. But anyways, I'm thinking of doing these episodes a little differently from now on, where I just show you what I have done, and perhaps show you a little bit of me doing it. But primarily not exactly, well, it is improvised still, but not like I just start a video and go and work on something, but more like I start a video and then show you some things I have done and how they work, and then you can see how I did it in the first place, instead of watching me sit there and trial and error and go through the script. Because when it comes to scripting something difficult, you're going to run into problems, and those can take a while to finish and fix up. Anyways, I guess I could just start it up now and show you some of the things I have done. So let's start up the level editor. And let's put it just here, and I'll open up the test. Well, actually, yeah, let's just start up test 5 for now. And this is part of the light puzzle, and right now I haven't done much of the light aspect of it. Right now I'm just working on trying to get some things, some of the mechanics working before making the light itself. This is the light, which I'll explain soon how it works, but I haven't done anything to it. But let me start with the game and just show you some of the small changes I have done. I did a few, I've added a few details to the previous puzzle that we did. Let's see, if we go to, well, actually we just start it up. It'll start up in this map, but before we check out that, I'm gonna go in, let's see, load custom stories temple, and text, no, what am I doing? I'm not thinking. Test 4. So let's go in here. As you can see, I've changed the doors so that they are a lot better, I think. The ceiling is a lot lower, just because I feel like that's more realistic, and so it would probably be a lot more cramped than this, but anyways. I've added also shaking effect and particle effects to the doors when they go down, as you can see. Which I think look pretty nice so far. Not quite done, but it's of course an improvement. And we'll take this one and just put it there. And as you can see, that's pretty much about it for this room. There's really not that much to show that I have done in here. I've mainly been working on other things. Actually, this one goes here. But yeah, just like that, you know how this thing works and everything. Sometimes I'm a little bit skeptical if there is a bug in this system of how all the doors work, but so far I still have not found a single bug in it. Everything seems to work great, as you can see. But anyways, when we have the lantern and all, the lantern gets really bright up here though. I'm not sure what it is I do when I make these models, but something about them makes them really, really bright in the torchlight. I mean the lantern light. And the thing is, they don't have any specularity maps at all. Maybe does this one have? I don't think it does. I think I removed the specularity maps from most of these just because they're kind of sandy. I don't want them to reflect light. But I wonder if I make a black specular map, it would reflect less light. I don't remember if I've tried that, but anyways. Let's jump back to that other map I have here, and I'll show you what I'm actually doing right now. This is a very basic example of how one of the light beams are going to appear. And here are some of the objects you're going to use. These are the pedestals. Basically, you're going to guide this light. It's kind of like a laser, I guess. Well, that's just because it looks red. It's not supposed to look this red, of course, but basically, if you place a mirror in there, it's going to reflect over this way, and then you're going to guide it, and it needs to have the appropriate color when it reaches the appropriate location. So here I have a mirror. This is another mirror which currently isn't working just because of the name. I haven't done too much of the naming. And then we have this little block here which you are supposed to be able to just put in there, which is actually a light splitter. It splits the beam into two. So there will only be one original beam, but you can split it up in two, and then you can color one of them red and the other one blue, for example, because you might need that. This is the light splitter itself. It basically has one input and two outputs, so it goes in each directions, but I haven't actually scripted that to work yet. But here's the mirror, and right now the mirror does not reflect the beam. You might have noticed in the level editor there's only one light source because this is the only light. But what I've actually been working on, which I still haven't found the best way of doing this on, I've tried a couple methods, but right now I'm trying to make it so that you can place this mirror like that. This is basically how it works. I've simulated a pickup animation just to make it a little more smooth and just like that, because I didn't want it to glow, so I didn't want it to be an actual pickup item, but I want you to be able to still pick it up. But what I'm trying to do here is that if you walk on the other side, you can place the mirror so that it reflects the light in that direction. And then if you place it from this angle, it'll be placed in that direction. The only problem is that if you do look in the level editor right here, the way it all works is that I have 8 areas surrounding the middle. Basically there's the north area, south, well not that one, that area, if I just select areas. There's the south area, and west and east, northwest, and all that. So it's like each of them have one face, one little side that is facing the outside, so it's kind of like a circle of areas. And then there is the disabled big area around the whole thing, which is where you pick up, where you interact to pick up the mirror again once you've placed it. And then there's just this thing, which really has no purpose other than to block you from placing the item on the complete opposite side. It does not block you from using the item across on the sides here, though. And that is one, I think that is the only problem I have right now. Basically, if you stand from this angle, you can still slightly use the item on the very edge of the area over here. And that will trigger it as if you are standing on this angle, which is kind of annoying. It's not fatal, it's not a severe problem. But if you, for example, stand here and place it there, as you can see, it now placed it as at an odd angle. And I want to be able to just detect where the player is. I did use collision areas around it, but they only really worked well with 4, one in each corner, here, 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 and here, where you can, that's all I need for the mirror itself, because there are only really 4 different ways to place the mirror, and technically only 2 ways because they are double-sided, so this is the exact same as this one. But basically it did not work very well with 8 areas surrounding, so that you can get north and south instead of just the cross-diagonal ones. Basically, I would use a variable to detect which area had been entered, and if they are this close to each other, because the player is pretty big, you'll be able to collide with, for example, the west area while standing in the south area, which makes it very unreliable. So that did not work very well at all. But using only the diagonal directions, it seemed to work a lot better, because, well, you wouldn't collide with 2 areas at once. However, as I said, it only worked with these. I want it to work with all sides, so therefore I have done so that if you actually do use the mirror from straight across, it automatically places it at a certain direction. So it's not like it places it to mirror it back the way it came from. I have set it to do it, if you place it from a, what do you call it, a basic direction, a straight direction from this that isn't diagonal, it will do it to the right. So if you place it from this angle more precisely, it'll place it down there. And the same thing here, it'll place it to the right of this area. So basically, to place it in the, well, in this current direction, you would have to place it on this area, which is right here, which is a south one, southeast, and then it would be equal the same as north and northwest. And to place the other one, you would have to do it from east and southeast, west and northwest. But anyways, if I can't find any better ways to do this, I might just have to go with it. It works pretty well, but if you're not careful when you place it, because a lot of people, I assume, will try to place it just like that, maybe just on accident or something, and that will be kind of strange. I don't want that to happen, but it's not like it's a problem. They can just pick it up and do it again. But it's kind of like, I want it to be as easy as possible for them to understand what to do and to not mess it up and think that they bugged it up or think that the script is done poorly, because I want to do this well. But that's the best way I've found so far. I just need perhaps something to block those areas from being used at this angle or something, I'm not sure. If you have any suggestions as to how to do this that you think might work, then feel free to come with them. Although, like, this works, and if I can't find anything that is perfect, I might just go with this one. This one is not perfect, but it does work pretty well. Now, other than that, there's another mirror. Basically, you're going to have quite a few mirrors. You're going to guide the light over across these little pedestals, which have a little hole in them, and each of these components have this little, well, yeah, I've only added the script on this block. They have this little, as you can see at the bottom of the icon, there's a little thing that sticks out, which fits into there. On all of them. This one too, but I haven't added any script on it. So that's pretty much about it for that. Yeah. And for some reason my computer is heating up right now. Hopefully that's not noticeable. But that's pretty much about it for that part. I'm going to try to, well, once I've made this the best I can, I will copy it over to all the others, because so far I've made it so that it should be easy to copy. Because they're all named the same kind of system as I used in the other one, x1, y1, underscore, nw, underscore. The underscores on both sides is just to prevent the detection of underscore n, which is supposed to be for just north. actually trigger for northwest as well, because northwest does contain _n, so therefore I just ask it to detect _n_, so that it won't detect the wrong name. But anyways, that's it for now, for that thing. And for the light, I just placed it as a test pretty much. I need to turn on this. There's this light, box light. I'm not going to use a box light, but it's just called light for now for testing purposes. It's completely black. It's basically not there. And I have attached this billboard. And the billboard is, well, it's connected to this light. So it basically, if I change the properties of the light, it also changes the properties of the billboard. The billboard is the beam itself. So the light is not really going to be visible. So what I can do, which I might do, is to just take this light object and move it completely out of the map, because it does not need to be where the billboard is, because if I light this up outside the map, the billboard which is connected to it is still located here, so it will light up. So that's one way I can do it, just to make so that the billboard doesn't, or I mean the light doesn't make it look weird, because if you walk into this light currently, everything will be completely red. Oh, and my dog wants to leave. Alright, well, so that's it for the light puzzle, how I've done so far. It's not a whole lot, but it's a start, I suppose. I only started with this like last week, maybe not even that long ago, a few days ago. And I haven't been the most productive as of late. Right now, I actually have an exam tomorrow, which I probably should prepare for, but YOLO. No, I'm just kidding. But no, it's just a very easy exam, don't worry about it. But yeah, so schoolwork and other things I got going, just I need to do those first before I can do these kind of things. So anyways, from here on, I suppose I'm going to try to get this one done. Perhaps for next episode I'll have this one done, but hopefully a month isn't too long. I completely underestimated how long I'd spend on this, because I thought I could do it in a few months, and it's already been a few months, and I would say I'm not even halfway done, although I'm trying to get the difficult work out of the way so that I can just patch it up together really quick. Because right now I need to figure out all these scripts for the puzzles, but once they are done, all the minor scripting is going to be pretty easy. So that, for example, connecting all the levels and such, and adding just like autosaves and level like loading messages and such, like that would be pretty simple. And it is a lot of the work, but it's not difficult work exactly. It just might be a little time consuming, but I should be able to get it out of the way once I sit down to actually do it. But right now I'm just trying to get the big chunks of the game done. I'm trying to get all the puzzles done, and then I can set them all up into the appropriate levels and all that. And after that, I can try adding some story elements to it. I'm still kind of writing how the story is going to be. I've written some sort of intro sequence, something about a treasure hunting company, and something about the media, getting there before the media, and just stuff like that. And I think I might just completely exclude monsters from the story, because I don't really want to use the grunt, and I'm not capable of making a monster myself. So and plus, since this is focusing on the puzzles themselves, I think it might just be like not a scary Amnesia mod, but just like a fun Amnesia mod, or entertaining, or like brain trim, challenging kind of thing. So it's like it's based on the puzzles, and it's based on story a bit so far, and I hope to advance the story to make it more interesting. Where this whole thing will just be like a temple puzzle story. With that in mind, and perhaps not have monsters at all, perhaps have a few like scare things, something, play around with sounds and lighting and such, but no monsters. That's what I'm thinking so far, at least. So yeah, let me just close that. Let's not save it. And I don't know if there's much else to show at the moment. I've probably forgotten a lot of things that I have done, just minor details that I think that I might have shown or I just haven't shown. If you just look in here, yeah, I added some entries, but that was just for these things, for the items, and light splitter. And well, these are messages to simulate a pickup animation because they're just picked up mirror, just like that. Although if you're running the game in a different language, this might conflict a bit with that. So but I'm hoping that perhaps I can get some language translators once it's done, like an optional thing. This is just something for the test. Yeah, I suppose that would actually be it for this episode. I'm sorry I couldn't show you more. I really wanted to get more done for this episode. That's kind of why it's been so long since last episodes, but I just haven't been able to get that much done because it takes a lot of time to make these small things like this light puzzle, and I really wanted to get a few more things to show done for the episode, but it's just been so long, and I just felt like I really need to get something out now. And yeah, so I can't exactly predict when the next episode's going to be out. I want to get the light puzzle done, and it might even take me a month, so I'm not sure. But of course, if you have any ideas, then I would love to hear them. Perhaps maybe another type of format for the videos, maybe just like 5-minute episodes, like once a week or every other week, or something like that. I'm not sure if I can pull out one every week. It would be like, even if it's 5 minutes, it might just be a bit too short, but maybe just like 10 minutes episodes every other week or every week. I'm not sure, but anyways, if I could actually pull off something like that and you'd wanted, that would be cool. Other than that, I don't know if there was much more I wanted to say in this episode. I'm going to try to, of course, get something done, but I guess I'm just trying to come up with an excuse for being lazy. I don't know. Well, I suppose that would be it for this episode. And yeah, if you enjoyed it, I would really appreciate a like on the video. And other than that, I will thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Peace.